Awesome. We are live. Welcome to our Winners Wednesday. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're in the world. Sometimes it's afternoon for me, but when I travel now, it's the morning time. So I was like, 10's a little early. I'm not used to this. But I am really, really excited for today's episode as we have one of my long term friends, agent partners, kick ass woman. Sorry, you might have to bleep that out. But she is just absolutely a rock star real estate agent and leader all the way from Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. We've got Clara Decker. Good morning.
Hi, everyone.
And I see you already have a fan club. 10 seconds in and you already have a fan club posting.
Well, it just so happens to be, I think, Katie, who's just 2 doors down. So I don't know if you want to call it a fan club, but I'll take it.
Well, I'm your fan. How about
All right.
that?
Take that
So
too.
I'm really, really excited because, we've known each other for, multiple years now at this point.
Mhm.
And, we've seen you go from being newer real estate. And I say, both of you because you and your spouse, and really you've developed a team over there. But seeing you go from being a newer agent to just this dynamic duo to now this mega team with an office and everything like that. So, for those that don't know you, kind of give us a brief introduction and then how you got into real estate.
Well, I mean, Mike and I, we worked seasonally in the restaurant and bar industry for pretty much all of our 20s. We traveled a lot between here and Key West. It was convenient because the seasons were exact opposite. So we could live here for 6 months, live in Key West for 6 months. It was beautiful and fun. And
Sounds
I
perfect.
wouldn't trade it for the world. But, as you grow up, you kind of realize that that takes a lot of time because the hours are pretty tiring. And so, I mean, missing time with your family, with your friends, and just building a life, that's something that you can't do, moving back and forth so much. So we really saw that there was, an opportunity with real estate. And for us, that felt like a really good transition because I feel like in real estate, it's definitely has a lot to do with customer service. And that's what we were good at. So that's kind of why we decided to take the leap.
That's awesome. And I couldn't agree more. And we're going to get into this a little bit later, but you guys are one of the best that I've ever seen at your branding and marketing and
Thank
culture
you.
and community that, you've really created there in your local office. So let's talk about, so you get into real estate. I think initially you joined a team.
Mm-hmm.
What did that look like? What has that transition been for you?
Well, like our original team lead, when we were working in restaurants and bars, he told us, he's like, you know what, if you can sell a fish sandwich and a rum runner, you can sell real estate. And that's not true. Just so everybody knows, it's much more difficult to sell real estate.
Little
But
different of a transaction, but I see where he's going with it.
But I mean, starting off, I mean, originally we had started off with him and they were just a boutique brokerage here at the lake and very successful at that. And we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. I think about 4 months in, which is right around whenever I met you, they just decided to switch to EXP. So that was the obvious answer for us at first. We didn't really know what we were doing. We didn't know anything. So we were like, sure, let's try out EXP. It ended up being a really, really great move for us. The best move that we could have ever possibly made. But, I think being on that team, learning a lot, and then having the opportunity to move to EXP has been, I think, the most important, the most pivotal for us.
I love that. And like I said, I remember those days when you guys first came on and just seeing you climb is just been absolutely amazing. So, can we talk a little bit about, your production, what your past production has been, what some of your goals are this year? And I think what agents are really going to want to hear is what's been the key to your success, in a very short amount of time. How did you go from being on a team to now operating your own team?
We were on a team for about 2 years. At that point, I think that was back in like 2016-ish. Mike and I, we were doing about 3 or 4 million a piece. We were doing well for being brand new agents in a small market. And I guess really when we decided to move from a team to creating our own team was when, we were bringing in a lot of our own business. We were doing a lot of the marketing on our own, and we just had like a different vision for how we wanted to brand ourselves. And so that's the reason why we decided to move from, the team to our own team.
Right.
As far as volume goes, like I said, we were doing about 3 million a piece back in 2016. Whenever we started our team in 2019, I think that year we did around, I think like 11 million collectively. We immediately, and it was completely by accident, but brought on 2 team members who are still with us. They're both amazing. That next year, I believe we did 20 million. And then the year after that, we did, gosh, I can't even remember, 40 million. I know, like right under 50 million. And then last year we were 70 million. So we're doing really good, especially for a small and young team. A lot of the teams in our market are, have been around for 20, 30 years. So all of our agents also being relatively new. And I think that's what's been, I think, the most rewarding is just seeing how we've created this incredible team that can, produce volume and also serve their customers.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that, besides the production that I love about your team members, it's really this sense of community and family. And, one of the unique things that I think in the EXP model is even though you got off the original team that you started on, you're still within their family of agents.
Right.
And so it's not like you really ever left. And I think that's one of the things that's kind of unique about our model.
Right.
So we still all work together, which is really cool, I think. So what would you say? I mean, it sounds like pretty much you've almost doubled your production every single year consistently, even with all the shifts that we've been having. What's been your number one key to success?
I mean, I think this sounds like the obvious answer because I've talked about our team a lot, but I really do believe that it's been our team. We've been very fortunate that, we've recruited a couple team members, but the majority of them just kind of fell in our lap. And really each and every one of them, they bring so much to the table and they're so pivotal in contributing ideas. And I mean, their creativity, their hard work. And I think that that's probably the number one reason why we are successful is just because we have such an awesome team, not only just the agents, but like our listing coordinator, our closing coordinator, they're all just incredible. And it's great too, because we all like each other. So
that helps, right?
It makes coming to work fun. So
Yeah.
that helps too, because it's never like the dreaded job where you're like, oh, I have to go in and fill out a contract or something like that. It's like, oh, I get to go in and make a TikTok with some of my best friends. So I think that's probably number one. I think number two would probably be just constantly learning and trying to better ourselves and do new things just to continue to stay on top as far as, the way that we brand ourselves, the way that we interact with our clients, the way that we, gain leads, all of that. I think that a lot of people can sometimes become complacent in this business. And I think as long as you're constantly evolving, I think that that's why we've been successful. And I think that anybody would if they had that attitude.
Absolutely. I mean, even, almost 15 years in, every single day, I'm still listening to YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, still learning. So I think that's, for those that are watching this, whether it be live or a replay, that is really the key, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, I think Glenn Sanford says it best with EXP is we're like a personal development company that happens to sell real estate. And so for agents that are doing well, it's because you're sharpening those skills every single day instead of saying, well, okay, I sold 70 million last year. I'm good. I don't need to change anything. We always need to change something, right? So I really respect that about you guys and you mentioning that. So you started out at 3 to 4 million as a new agent. How did that happen? I mean, I know some new agents might be watching this and they might be struggling a little bit to get their first deal. How did you just hit the ground running and start getting your first transactions?
We had a really good mentor. We also had built such a crazy network, bartending, honestly. Where
so the key is to get into bartending. I love it.
Our market is a second home market. And so, I mean, there's so many people that we would see reoccurring every single year that would come from all over the country. So, once we were able to put ourselves out there that we were selling real estate, those people would say, hey, I'm actually looking for a house. You want to sell me one? So I think that helped a lot too. And then I think, right around that time was when, I mean, social media's obviously been around for a while, but we working in restaurants and bars, we kind of grew up promoting parties on Facebook, on social media, all of that. So we're like, hey, let's see if we could like promote a listing on social media the way that we promote a party. I think that could work. And it really did.
Yeah, you guys get a lot of views on your content.
We do. And I mean, that a lot has to do with, you know, our videographer and all the agents that are in the videos too. But yeah, I mean, I think that was probably, I think, the most important thing for us whenever, you know, we were on a team and trying to make money, trying to learn, was just trying to brand ourselves and then also just putting in the time. You know, I think
Right.
that a lot of people think that this is going to be easy and they can just come in and, you know, be rich right away. And it's not. It takes time and it takes effort. And that's
Right.
me. That's what we did. So.
And I like that you mentioned that relationship equity that you've built over time, because at the end of the day, this is a relationships business, right? So
Right.
that definitely would help, but you paired that with hard work, dedication, and the right tools utilizing social media. So
Mhm.
for everybody's watching, that's the key to success right there. And it all starts with your mindset first. Um, so let's talk about kind of that transition. I know that you mentioned EXP kind of fell in your lap in terms with you were on a team and that whole brokerage decided to fold into EXP.
Mhm.
And so maybe it wasn't by choice initially, but obviously you guys have stuck around. So what is it like to be with EXP, and how has it kind of changed the way that you've done business? And I know even with the story of your office, which I love, about obtaining your own office as well.
Yeah. So whenever Mike and I decided to start our own team, I mean, we honestly didn't have any plans to grow a mega team or any of that. You know, we really just saw what we were doing and what we could do if we were able to brand ourselves in the way that we wanted to. So, you know, when I guess whenever we decided to transition, we also looked at several other brokerages, you know, because we didn't really know anything other than EXP at that point. You know, we
Right.
just kind of fell into it. It had been great for us, but you know, I think that everybody should always do their research when transitioning
100%.
or when doing anything for that matter. So, you know, first we compared the numbers, and that was a no-brainer. I mean, just looking at what we would have made with EXP, the potential growth that we had with EXP, we couldn't get from any other brokerage. And then the second thing was just like looking at what EXP really had to offer us, which I mean, KV Core has been so pivotal for us in the way that we market our listings with our videos. The dynamic links that they offer us is something, and we've honestly tried other CRMs just to see if there's anything out there that's better. And we've always gone back to KV Core, and it's awesome because we get it.
Right.
so
Yeah.
so
It's
I
free.
think that EXP, what they have to offer, and just the support that we got on the back end, especially being a brand new team and, you know, kind of just catapulting ourselves into the unknown. It was really good to have that support. I mean, from you, and then also from the other people who are in EXP in our market, you know, even
Right.
though we weren't necessarily in the same office as them, we still had them there in case we needed them, because I mean, our success was their success. So I think that's another reason why we really decided to stick with EXP and transition into an EXP team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of I always say this, the biggest misconceptions that people think about EXP is because it's a virtual brokerage. You're going to be alone on an island and there's no collaboration or community. As a matter of fact, we're in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. Today, we just partnered with a new agent down here and meeting her face to face. Thank you. But that's the thing that, people misunderstand about EXP is and really underestimate the support and collaboration and community
Mm-hmm.
that EXP has. So I appreciate you mentioning that. I think that's incredibly important. So let's talk about, if somebody's a newer agent, they've done well, might have been in your shoes where you were 2016, 17 to 19, and are considering starting a team. What advice do you have for them?
I mean, I think 100% do your research first. Like I said, that's what really just kind of solidified EXP for us, was that we did our research, we looked at other brokerages, and
Right.
always came back to EXP and always saw the benefit that it had. I think, oh gosh, as far as like advice that I have for transitioning to a team or even to EXP, I think one, research, and I think to just don't be afraid, like just don't hold back, because I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to close out this deal and then I'm going to do it, or oh, I'm going to wait till the end of the year and then I'm going to do it, and then they don't do it, and
Right.
it sucks at first. It's
Yeah.
not always fun, transitioning or making a big move, but just do it and it'll pay off in dividends.
100%. I always say you gotta just rip off the Band-Aid at some
Yeah.
point, right? I mean, there's never going to be a right time.
Right.
Never. You're always going to be, I mean, especially if you're in production, you're always going to be busy. There's always going to be things going on. Things in life are going to happen. So I think that's great. Don't be afraid. So, that's the advice from Claire. Don't be afraid. Just get in there, do it. You'll figure everything out, right? And
Exactly.
that's exactly what you guys have done.
Back to the support. If you have a question, I mean, I can't even count the amount of times that myself or Swift probably called you when we were transitioning. I think we had you like on speed dial. I think you were my emergency contact actually at some point, because
Hey, keep me on there. That's okay.
You were helpful. That's huge. I mean, I think like moving into EXP, it's just like knowing that like there's so many people there that are there to support you and help you and make it easy for you. So even if you weren't available, I mean, we could hop into the world and have our answers or have our questions answered right away. So that was huge for us.
Absolutely.
And we had a lot. So,
and I still remember coming to the lake, and I think Mike put together a little video. I might still have it somewhere, but it's really stuck in my mind. No, it was awesome. It was awesome. I mean, you might have a different level of content now, but we all evolve, right? It was great. It was great. I think it's the first time I've gone somewhere and somebody put together a video, kind of welcoming us to the lake. So it was a great experience, and
yeah,
we've got to come back for sure. So let's talk about your office a little bit. So you guys, grew the team. Now you've got your office. I think I haven't seen your office yet, which I want to come see it at some point. But I think it's got like a whole production center. And then, if I'm not mistaken, with you guys earning icons all these years, that kind of helped lay the foundation of obtaining the office.
Well, and I mean, just being honest, as far as stock goes, we had no idea what we were doing.
I don't think any of us did.
I had no idea how to do it, how to buy it, how to anything. But over the years, I mean, even just being on a team, we were constantly earning stock, being awarded it. And then we were part of the program where we took 5% of all of our commission and purchased it from every closing. And honestly, I kind of forgot that we were doing that for a long time. It just kind of comes out. And right around whenever, I believe we brought on our third team member, Landry, and she kind of like came out of the blue, but we've been friends with her forever.
Right.
And she's like, I think I want to join your team. I'm gonna leave my current team and come on with you guys. And at that point, we were just kind of like renting a room in somebody else's building. And at that point, we were like, oh crap, well, we have to do something. We have to find a place for all these people. What are we gonna do? And I think that kind of like kicked us in motion a little bit to really make moves. And then we were like, okay, well, how are we going to pay for this? This is also tricky. And what's cool is that for the longest time, earning icon has helped because we were awarded quite a bit of stock, but also the program where we were able to purchase it. Like I said, we didn't know what stock was. We didn't know how it worked, any of that. And, we logged in to our account and we were like, oh, geez, this is quite a bit of money. This is crazy. So we were able to actually like pull out quite a bit of money from that and then purchase our building and then, do a huge renovation on it. And so I love our space. I love our building. And we're right in the middle of town, which is cool because we have a big digital billboard. Everybody sees all of our agents' faces. It couldn't be better, I don't think, for our team. And it's also like a really pretty comfortable space, if I do say so myself.
Oh, I've seen Landry said best decision ever.
Yeah.
So I've seen pictures and it looks absolutely amazing. And I still remember when you guys first purchased it. So I always thought that was a really cool story with, the stock, and that, of course, you guys put in the hard work and like you said, you invested and did things like that. So it's not like it just came to you, but that was a big factor. Because I'll hear, the objection sometimes of, oh, why would you be with a real estate company that doesn't own any real estate, being that we're a virtual brokerage? Right. And I said, here's the difference. The difference is we're giving ownership and multiple revenue opportunities back to the agents where they're going in now and investing in their communities. Like
Mhm.
I share, yours and Mike's story with your office, or, one of our agents just purchased their first storage unit complex in Tulsa because of the revenue share and the stock that they've been able to get the last few years. So those are the stories that I think are truly absolutely amazing, and a true testament to the power of collaboration, support, dedication, and hard work. And you guys have
Right.
done all of that.
Thanks.
So where are we going to see? I know Mike is not on here, but I know Mike is watching.
He is.
Where are we going to see Mike and Clara in the next 5 years? I mean, you guys have already dominated. So what's next?
I mean, we're gonna, I think, just continue to learn, continue to grow our team, maybe not necessarily numbers wise. I mean, I really love where we're at as far as our agents, and not saying that that's ever not an option, but grow our volume, and just constantly, I guess, continue to try to improve our models and systems, and just so we can be successful and all the agents on our team can be successful. And I mean, I think our ultimate goal is, and Mike is super competitive, but I mean,
Nah.
yeah, right. I mean, he really wants to be, and we both, I think everybody on our team we want to be number one in volume in our market. So if you're watching this, we're coming for you.
We're coming. That's awesome. Well, no doubt that you're definitely going to get there, and you guys have got the right environment, like I said, the right team. I love your team members. Every time I think you can just see by this video alone the support system and how you guys are all truly supportive, because that's hard in our industry as independent contractors to find that family of agents and really support each other, because a lot of times it can be a very lonely industry. So
Yeah.
Mike said under Swift & Co., which is your business name, going off to the moon. So with a little rocket ship, I love that. So for agents that want to, really, whether that Lake of the Ozarks or anywhere, frankly, in the world, because EXP is in 24 countries and all 50 US states, they want to learn from you guys, would love to partner with you and see what that might look like. What's the best way for them to reach out to you?
I mean, I think the obvious answer is on social media. One, that's where I think we're the most present. But I mean, obviously, in the world, on Workplace, you can contact us anywhere. And
Well, maybe for agents that aren't with EXP yet, so
yeah,
that aren't on the world, yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you're not with EXP yet, then you can contact us on social media, or if you want to share my contact information, that'd be great too.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So is it Swift & Co? Is that going to be your
Yeah, our
social?
Facebook I'm sorry, our Facebook ad and our Instagram are both Swift & Co Realty. We're also on TikTok. Katie is our listing coordinator, and she's our TikTok guru. So we're growing that. We're not quite there yet, but we'll get there.
I love it. I love it. It's as long as TikTok doesn't go away, right?
Yeah.
So I put that back up here, the Swift & Co, just so everyone can see it. So, well, thank you so much. I know that you guys are extremely busy, and you took out time to kind of share your story and advice and really what's possible with everyone. So I really appreciate your time today.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's great talking to you, and we appreciate you always.
Likewise. Right back at you.
All right. Thanks, Micah.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.